January 3, 1993, Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. The Houston Oilers lead the Buffalo Bills 35-3 early in the third quarter of an AFC wildcard playoff game. Quarterback Warren Moon has just watched his teammate Bubba McDowell intercept Bills backup quarterback Frank Reich and return it for a touchdown. Moon has thrown 4 touchdown passes in the first half. He has completed 19 of 22 passes. The Oilers have outgained Buffalo 290 yards to 75. Houston is 32 points ahead and 27 minutes away from finally advancing past the divisional round of the playoffs. Warren Moon, at age 36, after 10 seasons with the Oilers and 7 straight playoff appearances, is about to break through. And then, in less than 7 minutes of game time, Buffalo scores 4 touchdowns. The Bills cut the lead to 35-31. The Oilers' offense goes completely silent. No first downs in the entire fourth quarter. Buffalo takes a 38-35 lead with 3 minutes left. Moon leads a last-second field goal drive to tie it at 38 and force overtime. The Oilers win the coin toss. They get the ball first under sudden death rules. All they need is a field goal. On third down, Moon throws an interception. Buffalo kicks a 32-yard field goal. Final score, Bills 41, Oilers 38. The largest comeback in NFL playoff history. Warren Moon finishes with 36 completions for 371 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. His 36 completions are an NFL postseason record. None of it matters. Years later, Moon will say, "You want to know what my response is it the first half or the second half? Because I will watch the first half. I do not want to watch the second half." This is the story of a quarterback who won 5 consecutive championships in Canada and never advanced past the second round of the playoffs in 17 NFL seasons. January 1st, 1978. The Rose Bowl, the University of Washington versus 4th-ranked Michigan. Warren Moon, a senior quarterback playing in Don James's rollout offense, led the Huskies to a 27-20 upset. Moon ran for 2 touchdowns and threw a 28-yard scoring pass to receiver Spider Gaines. He was named the game's most valuable player. Washington had not won the Rose Bowl in 17 years. Moon had just completed the greatest season of his college career. The Huskies finished ranked 10th in the country. 6 weeks later, the NFL draft arrived. 28 teams had 12 rounds to select a quarterback who had just won the Rose Bowl Most Valuable Player award. Warren Moon went undrafted. Not a single team selected him. NFL scouts told Moon's agent, Lee Steinberg, that Moon would have a better chance for success if he changed positions. Steinberg recalled that in certain football circles, there was doubt about the ability or desirability of an African American to master the high-profile quarterback position, with its emphasis on intelligence and leadership. Warren answered that question with steely resolve. He said, "Never. I was born to play quarterback. No one's going to stop me from fulfilling my dream." 6 weeks before the NFL draft, Moon signs with the Edmonton Eskimos of the Canadian Football League. From 1978 to 1982, Moon and the Eskimos won 5 consecutive Grey Cups, the Canadian Football League Championship. 5 straight years. It remains a Canadian Football League record. Moon won Grey Cup Most Valuable Player twice, in 1980 and 1982. In the 1982 season, Moon became the first professional quarterback to throw for exactly 5,000 yards in a season. He threw 36 touchdowns. The following year, 1983, Moon set Canadian Football League records with 380 completions, 664 attempts, and 5,648 passing yards. On October 15th, against Montreal, he threw for 555 yards in a single game. During his 6 seasons in the Canadian Football League, Moon completed 1,369 passes for 21,228 yards and 144 touchdowns. He led the Eskimos to victory in 9 of 10 postseason games. 9 of 10. A 90% playoff winning percentage. In 1984, Warren Moon decides to return to the United States. A bidding war erupts. 3 leagues, 12 teams want his services. The Houston Oilers win the competition. Moon signs with Houston and becomes the highest paid player in NFL history at age 27. The Oilers' last winning season before Moon arrived was 1980. They have gone 4 straight years of losing football. Moon throws for a franchise record 3,338 yards in his first season, but the Oilers struggle. Head coach Hugh Campbell, Moon's former coach in Edmonton, goes 8 wins and 22 losses and does not finish the 1985 season. When Jerry Glanville becomes head coach in 1986 and finds ways to use Moon's strong arm, the team begins winning. In the strike-shortened 1987 season, Houston posts a 9 wins and 6 losses record, their first winning season since 1980. The Oilers make the playoffs. Moon throws for 237 yards and a touchdown in a 23-20 overtime victory over Seattle in the wildcard round. It is Moon's first NFL playoff win. The Oilers lose the following week in the divisional round to Denver. From 1987 to 1993, the Houston Oilers make the playoffs 7 consecutive seasons, 7 straight years. Moon is selected to the Pro Bowl in 1988, 1989, 1990, 1991, 1992, 1993, and 1995, 8 straight Pro Bowls. In 1989, Jerry Glanville is fired. Jack Pardee becomes head coach and installs the run-and-shoot offense, a system designed for speedy receivers and a strong-armed quarterback. Moon finally has the right coach for his talents. The 1990 season is his best. Moon led the NFL with 4,689 passing yards. He also led the league in attempts, completions, and touchdowns with 33. He tied Dan Marino's record with 9 300-yard games in a season. On December 16, 1990, against Kansas City, Moon threw for 527 yards, the second most passing yards in a single game in NFL history at that time. The Associated Press named him NFL Offensive Player of the Year. Moon told Sports Illustrated that people tend to say Super Bowl quarterbacks are the great ones, and he said if he got there, he did not think anyone could argue with his play. The Oilers lost in the divisional round of the playoffs, again. The following season, 1991, Moon led the league in passing yards again with 4,690. He became only the 3rd quarterback in NFL history, along with Dan Marino and Dan Fouts, to post back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons. Moon also set NFL records that season with 655 attempts and 404 completions. The Oilers made the playoffs. They lost in the divisional round, again. In 1992, Moon plays only 11 games due to injuries, but the Oilers still finished 10-6. They face Buffalo in the first round of the playoffs. By halftime, Houston leads 28-3. Moon has thrown 4 touchdown passes. He is 19 for 22. The Oilers are dominating. Buffalo is playing without starting quarterback Jim Kelly. Backup Frank Reich is making his first start of the entire season. On Buffalo's first possession of the 3rd quarter, Reich throws an interception that Bubba McDowell returns for a touchdown. The score is 35-3 Houston. Then the Bills score on 4 consecutive possessions, 4 straight touchdowns in less than 7 minutes. The lead is cut to 35-31 entering the 4th quarter. The Oilers' offense stalls. They record no first downs in the entire 4th quarter. Buffalo takes a 38-35 lead with less than 3 minutes remaining. Moon leads the Oilers down the field. Al Del Greco kicks a 26-yard field goal with seconds left in regulation. The score is 38-38, overtime. Houston wins the coin toss and elects to receive. They get the ball at their own 20-yard line. Moon completes a 5-yard pass to Curtis Duncan on first down. The drive stalls. On 3rd down, Moon throws an interception to Bills safety Nate Odomaze at the Houston 37. 3 plays later, Steve Christie kicks a 32-yard field goal. The Bills win 41-38. It becomes the largest comeback in NFL history. Moon finishes with 36 completions for 371 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. His 36 completions set an NFL postseason record that day. It does not matter. The Oilers have blown a 32-point lead. In Houston, the game becomes known as the choke. Everywhere else, it is called the comeback. Moon says years later that he definitely can laugh about it, but it is a painful memory. He says you cannot hold on to all that, it would drive you crazy. The following season, 1993, the Oilers start 1-4. Owner Bud Adams threatens to dismantle the team if they do not reach the Super Bowl. Houston rallies to finish 12-4 and wins the AFC Central Division crown. They lose to Joe Montana and the Kansas City Chiefs 28-20 in the divisional round of the playoffs. Moon's 10th season with the Oilers ends the same way 9 others have, without reaching the AFC Championship Game. After the season, Houston trades Moon to the Minnesota Vikings for a 4th-round pick in 1994 and a 3rd-round pick in 1995. Moon has set every franchise passing record. He holds the team record with 70 wins. He has 33,685 passing yards and 196 touchdowns as an Oiler. None of it is enough. He is traded for 2 mid-round draft picks. Moon plays 3 seasons with Minnesota, throwing for over 4,000 yards in each of his first 2 seasons. The Vikings make the playoffs in 1994. They lose in the divisional round. Moon is released after he refuses to take a $3.8 million pay cut to serve as Brad Johnson's backup. He signs with the Seattle Seahawks as a free agent in 1997 at age 40. Moon throws for 3,678 yards, 25 touchdowns, and makes the Pro Bowl. He is named Pro Bowl Most Valuable Player. The Seahawks miss the playoffs with an 8-8 record. Moon plays 1 more season in Seattle, then signs with Kansas City as a backup in 1999. He plays in only 3 games over 2 years before retiring at age 44 on January 25, 2001. Warren Moon's combined professional statistics are nearly unmatched. He finished with 5,357 completions in 9,205 attempts for 70,553 yards and 435 touchdowns across 23 seasons in the CFL and the NFL. His NFL-only numbers are still exceptional: 3,988 completions for 49,325 yards and 291 touchdowns. At the time of his retirement, Moon ranked 3rd all-time in completions and passing yards and 4th in touchdown passes. He was selected to 9 Pro Bowls. He played for 4 different NFL teams and led his team to 9 playoff appearances. His playoff record in the CFL was 9 wins in 10 games. His playoff record in the NFL was 3 wins in 10 games. He never advanced beyond the divisional round in 17 NFL seasons. Warren Moon never played in an AFC Championship game. He never played in a Super Bowl. In 2006, Warren Moon was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He became the first African-American quarterback and the first undrafted quarterback to receive the honor. Moon is also the only player inducted into both the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. During his Hall of Fame speech, he said that he only played this game not for just himself, not just for his teammates, but that he always had that extra burden when he went on that field, a responsibility to play the game for his people. He reflected on the quarterbacks who came before him. Willie Thrower was the first black quarterback to play in an NFL game. Marlon Briscoe was the first to start. James Harris was the first to lead his team to the playoffs. Doug Williams was the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl and be named MVP. He said that all of them did what they had to do to make the game a little bit better for the guys coming after them. Today, Moon's story is remembered for the doors he opened for players such as Randall Cunningham, Donovan McNabb, Michael Vick, Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes. Every black quarterback who followed walked through doors Warren Moon kicked down when 28 NFL teams refused to draft him. But Moon's playing legacy is more complicated. He won 5 consecutive championships in Canada, 5 straight Grey Cups, and he had a 90% playoff winning percentage. Then he came to America and went 3 wins and 7 losses in playoff games over 17 seasons. The Oilers made the playoffs 7 straight years with Moon and never advanced past the divisional round. He became a scapegoat for the team's failures despite setting every franchise record. He endured racist jeers from fans when the team struggled. He said later that he always wondered if he had not had to play with that extra burden throughout his career, how much better he could have been. That is something he would never know. Warren Moon threw for 70,000 yards across 2 countries and 23 professional seasons. He won 5 championships in 6 years in Canada. He made 9 Pro Bowls in America. He opened doors for an entire generation of black quarterbacks, and on January 3, 1993, he watched a 32-point playoff lead disappear in 27 minutes. 5 Grey Cups, 0 Super Bowls. The greatest champion the CFL ever produced became the quarterback who could not win when it counted in the NFL. Warren Moon proved everyone wrong about black quarterbacks. He just could not prove he could win in January.